Now, when it comes to any sort of collectible, there are two basic ideas that go into what is worth what and how much. These are called economic value and perceived value. Economic value is when something of wealth is given its worth based on its standard market value. So, for example, before you account in cost of production and other fees, your phone is worth the parts that it's built upon alone. Which, yeah, I understand, by the way. Good luck getting an iPhone or whatever that's solely worth on how much it's cost to put together, not accounting for name brand cost of manufacturing, if you buy it at the mall or whatever. But you get the idea. If your collectible is made out of gold, well, it's probably going to be worth the amount of whatever gold is currently. Perceived value is when something of worth is based on the odds or chance or factors that typically don't involve any actual economics. These circumstances have swayed your item/collectible to be perceived as gold amongst both buyers and sellers alone. But it's much like a fool's gold. It's really just the idea of it being worth the value of gold, but of course, much like fool's gold, it's not actually gold. So this concept is what is known as perceived value, as in it gets its value through the perceived market. So really, it can only be sold with both conviction and the belief that what they are deeming valuable is not only worth that value, but it's worth a value a community, or basically a group of people, have decided that it's worth. So when it comes to card games, the sole nature of the entire economic structure is run purely on perceived value. Most things, including anime, are. You're definitely not paying $100 for Lightning Storm just because it's shiny cardboard alone. Cardboard is obviously not worth nearly as much as the people who want the card perceive it as. Now, with the concept of perceived value understood, imagine if we had a society. We live in a society with this invincible light paper that could get you whatever you want. Yeah. It's made of the brimstones of hell-dyed ink of Beelzebub's wine, devoured by a conservative eagle just to be spit back out in your face, claiming one name under God. And you could use it to buy stuff, or feed yourself. I mean, you could hunt, but let's be realistic. Blood Dicky, you're gonna have someone else do that. Oh wait, that's right, we do live in that world, and it's called money. Now, imagine a veritable money press that allows you to print just as much as these monies that you'd ever want. Would that be awesome? Hell yeah. But would that be legal? Oh, fuck no. That would not be legal at all. So, to help the newer players who might be getting into Yu-Gi-Oh right now, I'm gonna tell you how to spot fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Now, obviously, some cards are clearly fake, and it's very easy to tell, but other times, they're not so much. So you're gonna want to use these things I teach you and put them into effect. Another thing I'm going to do is give you a link to what is called the Yu-Gi-Oh card database. And what that is, it's literally a database pretty much hosted by Konami themselves. And not only can you look up any card out of the million card pool, but you're also able to tell what sets they're from. You're also able to even see images. So you're going to want to pay very close attention to these images and make sure that what you're looking to maybe spend money on is legit. Also, when buying a card, you're going to want to look at the set number that's to the right of the card. The Yu-Gi-Oh card database will also have the information on the set number. So if you notice the set number is a little off, pretty much fake. Alright guys, so I'm going to teach you how to distinguish fake Yu-Gi-Oh cards from real. I don't have any fake examples. I'll have some in the video, but I don't have any in real life because I'm not 2 anymore. So, alright, so got your basics, you got your monsters, got your traps, got your spells, and even extra deck monsters. Typically here, first thing you want to look, one of the most very important features on a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Camera probably won't be able to make it out, but it is the Seal of Anubis. Essentially, a bunch of eyes will pop out, and they will pretty much have a glow effect in the light. Also, make sure to look at the letterings. Make sure that every word is capped. Every letter, not including the text box, but where the attribute is and the name of the card. Look for every letter. Every letter should technically be in capital, but the grammar is not. So you'll notice that N is capitalized and so is an IBIRU. But you'll notice that the N is the only one written in a capital font. Nowadays, the attribute symbols will pretty much glow like the foil, but of course, older cards don't have that, so you don't really want to look for that. The text should be in normal font, regardless. Everything from the monster typing to the letterings. You also want to give it a nice little, nice little feel. Now, describing the feel is nigh impossible, but, you know, you basically want to get an ideal feel for the card. They're made on very specific, you know, it isn't just cardboard, it's very specific cardboard. Pretty sure it's coated with something, but I can't confirm that. Want to look at the back, too. You'll take a look at the back, and you'll notice that everything should be fine. You know, the swirl should be in place the way it should. Yeah. So, yeah, you really just want to pay attention to the font and the rarity. Of course, if it's in a rarity that you know for a fact doesn't exist, which you can Yugioh Wiki, and the Yugioh Wiki will tell you every set that card exists in. So, if you look down here, you look right down there and you'll notice YS18. That pretty much implies what set this specifically came from, along with the numbers. Yeah. So if you notice that wrong, that's a mark for suspicion as well. Last thing I have to note, first edition. Now, anything that's first edition or limited edition, it will always have a gold eye in it, pretty much. Again, camera doesn't pick it up too well, even with light. Anything that's silver is anything else but that. So if you notice that it's first edition and all of a sudden it's silver, yeah, that ain't right. That's a mark for suspicion, most definitely. Alright, guys. Peace.